Hey Spencer, hey everyone.
Hello, John.
How are
Hello.
things going? Hey, Lucas here. Lucas, how are you doing?
Hi, John. Good morning. Hi. I'm doing great, thank you.
Good, good. Where are you at?
Uh, I am out of the church right now. I'm in my inside of my car.
You're okay. Okay. Um, my second office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a hotspot and my laptop. I usually take it with me if I go somewhere.
Okay.
So
Okay. This is nice.
yeah, yeah. That's the trick.
Yes, for sure.
Um, it's good to have you here and
Thank you.
see. Yeah. Anybody have any new interesting AI things that have happened recently? Robots, AI, science.
Besides the company I'm trying to apply for, not really. They they're like big robotics firm for like warehouse management, and they make robots for like the entire process. So a single company for an entire warehouse network. So it's like, okay, so you're basically a world model, but for warehouses is what you are.
Yeah, use a lot of LiDAR. Um, I did hear um, DeepMind um, released a, um, a an AI that focuses on forecasting. And so, and it reached parity with human forecasters. So, because like they were saying, as AI can obviously forecast weather, they can forecast almost anything. And so, yeah, I know they launched another company recently spun off with Dennis Osabi, who's the founders of DeepMind, and it was spun off from Google, and they're focusing on biology and stuff. They're partnering with a bunch of pharmaceuticals. Just raised $1 billion, um, and that'll be pretty interesting. A lot of cures in the pipeline, hopefully. Spencer, did we get any message from who, Indra? Or,
Inja was here.
okay. Oh, here she
She
is.
would.
Yeah, Indra's here,
Hello,
and
Inja. There she is.
Yeah, I'm here.
okay, great. And Mohammed, um, what are the other teammates that we're waiting on here, or anybody?
We could get started here in a minute.
Okay, sounds good. Charles, how are things going with you?
I think you broke up a little bit there, John.
Oh, no, I said Charles,
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear I like didn't hear the name. Sorry. Good, good. Yeah, bit tired honestly, and I have a medical appointment tomorrow morning pretty early, so I would leave the meeting soon, like pretty early to wake up for that appointment. But yeah, and lot
okay.
of work with the marketing team tomorrow to launch the all the posts on LinkedIn and all that with Emily we exchanged on during the weekend. I was out this weekend, so I didn't do much, but yeah, we exchanged about like all the posts that are coming up.
Okay. Okay. Well, we can get to you early in the meeting,
Yeah,
so
of
you can
course.
kind of give everybody an update before you leave. Okay. Well, that sounds
Mm.
great.
The update
Yeah.
would mainly be on marketing, but yeah.
Yeah. Were you able to do any research on the emails and the email tools?
So a little bit, but like I said, I wasn't at my house this weekend, and so I didn't work much since the last meeting. I did a little bit. I also did look with Mohammed to have access to some accounts, and I started working on the came with the CAIPO presentation for possible investor. And so yeah.
Okay.
I started also looking for the post on LinkedIn, but I have to look because I don't think Mohammed added me to the LinkedIn editing page, so I have to look that up with him.
Okay. Well, so glad we're getting everything organized and ready for initial pre-launch, I guess, kind of initial customers. Kind of. Okay. Great. Great.
Okay.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and also, so before the meeting starts, since there's a lot of people here, I will send a message on the Discord chat announcement tomorrow about the form to fill in for all the interns. And so basically it's for the intern database and also so we can share the new intern on LinkedIn. And so we'll like tag your profile, put professional picture of you and stuff. So it's good for your network and stuff. So don't forget to fill out the form, please.
Yeah. So, we were doing this consistently for a while. And we lost Sally, and so it kind of stopped. So we have a kind of a backlog now. Typically, it's supposed to be 2 weeks after somebody joins. We have a announcement that they've joined as a FloLabs intern. Great, great. Well, thanks for that reminder. Spencer, okay, I'm gonna take it away.
Yep. Okay. Uh, so from last meeting, we had talked about humanoid. We talked about simulation design, a little bit about remote access, and then big thing was about Masterclass, specifically because I'm gonna start kind of making and adjusting the master classes and make a master class for just specifically humanoid, and then artificial muscle. IoT, since no one was here from the IoT team, we really didn't have an update. Front end, you guys were finishing your front end back end connection. For back end, you were fixing the Docker setup issues that you were having. Multimodal, you were still setting up the Jarvis GPO as you were moving away from HyperStack, and your newer members were completing their master classes. QA, there's been no updates for a while. Also, we are contemplating just kind of skipping QA or just removing it for now. FloLabs Travel, there was really no progress. You're still looking into the deployment area error from AWS that you guys have been having. Automation, no updates. Data, you guys were doing some query work specifically for data, so that's great. For design, you were getting started on your. I kind of put you guys to kind of get started onto RoboCollective.ai, as it seems like most people have given their opinions about what needs to be done. And then for finally kind of organization, we talked about the Dean Mom meeting coming up this coming week that John will be setting up. We will be going over that again today. Okay, but for now, any new members? Uh, I believe Julia, you are a new member to this team. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so
Jane.
if you just want to introduce yourself, education, what you want to kind of learn here, what you'll be doing here, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I've already kind of gone through this. I've
Oh,
already had a task, so I mean, I could redo it if necessary. Um,
yeah. Yes, please.
my name's Julia. I'm currently a high school student in the Bay Area. I applied for the legal and ethics research team, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Yeah, happy to be here.
I will apologize if you introduce yourself in another team meeting. You're probably going to be asked to introduce yourself here. Okay. I see a couple others. Uh, I'm not going to try to pronounce your first name. Nasir, I believe. Naser, if I said that correctly. I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. Obviously, I did not. Okay. Uh, Ali, I believe that's how I pronounce your name. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, hello, everyone, and thank you for having me. Uh, I'm joined from Turkey, Turkey, is new name Turkey, and I am currently completing in computer engineering degree Fırat University in Turkey. My primary focus on artificial intelligence. Uh, do you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Hear
you.
me? Ha, okay, tamam. Specifically, deep learning, computer vision, and machine learning (NLP). I am deeply passionate uh, about applying these technologies to build solutions that tackle real-world problem. For instance, I am currently working on my graduation thesis, which involves developing and optimizing RAG system, RAG system, uh, alongside my academic work. Uh, I'm very excited about the opportunity to bring my strong technical foundation, hands-on project experience, and enthusiasm for building scalable AI solution to FloLabs. Thank you,
Thank you very much.
and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, and Ali is a classmate of Sally. So they've
Oh,
been
okay.
going to
Good.
school together and working on some projects. So they're in the same school. So it'll
Good.
nice to have you, Ali.
Okay. Okay. Good. We can move on to Humanoid. For Humanoid, we had a pretty good discussion during the Humanoid meeting this Thursday. Went over a bunch of the stuff that was going to be happening. So the first thing was simulation, specifically looking at pathing. We kind of talked about this to do not pathing in a maze type situation, but do pathing in an environment based. So have our simulation kind of exist on a desk and change that environment over time so it kind of learns its own way of system and way of thinking instead of being constricted to a maze. Um, Next, design work. Sharin, She did that. It's basically finished. I have only one input for you, Sharin, on the designs. Make sure try to cover the Unitree logo on the chest of the robot. That's the only thing I have to add. Since we want to kind of basically rebrand and resell these robots as our design, basically. Okay. Uh, for fiber pump, the research is done, kind of how they make fiber pumps, how they use it, and all that kind of stuff. So we're moving on to digital development, actually designing and building the tool itself to produce the fiber pumps. The fiber pump messaging is still in progress. I gave kind of notes about it to Pranad about, wanting to add some brief explanations about quantum photonics and fiber pumps and stuff like that to TARRL on the front page, kind of add those explanations. So I sent that to him. Remote access during the robotics meeting. Indra, you weren't there, but we kind of talked about the 3 different ways we could do remote access. We kind of have the way of phone mirroring over Wi-Fi and specifically using an AI agent that you showed a couple meetings ago about remote accessing. So we talked about that a little bit. We talked about the master classes. Indra sent me that. I was a little busy, so I haven't had real time to look at it, but I probably will on Monday. And then finally, we talked about the lab, more specifically about buying Starlink for the lab, and a little bit actually about setting up some webcams there at the lab as well, just briefly. So as you can tell, we had a pretty busy meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, does anybody have any feedback about anything that Spencer said? Any thoughts,
Questions?
questions, suggestions? Yeah, Spencer, just on I guess pertaining to everybody here, especially our new colleague, Fat
Yeah,
Nicker. Um,
a friend down there.
we we want to make sure that we're constantly upgrading our master classes.
Yep.
And we're going through a transition. We have been, and we continue to really look at the master classes and to make sure that they are it's the right content, and it's comprehensive enough to be able to work on the tasks that are going to be required to work
Yes.
on. And so I want to reach out to everybody here and everybody who might see this, that we want to get feedback from all of you. If you see anything or hear anything or read anything that you think, wow, that helped me learn this, and I think that would be a great thing for the masterclass. Please bring it to us. We want to really make something extremely powerful with the masterclass. We're part of what we're doing, of course, is looking at other content that's out there with AWS and Hugging Face, and GitHub has their own learning things, and Claude. We actually are going to implement a newer version of our Claude masterclass or module that's going to be a little more comprehensive. And it's really important that the tools that we're going to be using, primarily the AI tools that are like our main tools, we want them to be like, we're piano players and that's our piano, and we want to master the piano. And those tools are really, really important. So please think about that, and if you can contribute and discuss with the team leads what you think would be helpful. Because one of the things we're noticing is like a lot of people are starting to work on tasks, and and they don't have a lot of the theoretical knowledge. We noticed kind of that in automation was one area. We're looking at updating our automation masterclass and modules, uh, and yeah, just and other things. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because Spencer, you were talking about the masterclass and upgrading
Yes.
it, and we want to just get everybody's feedback because it's so important.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also want
A question.
to message. Okay, Oliver, you could go. I want to message.
I'm sorry for arriving late. I didn't hear properly. At least I didn't understand properly what you guys were doing with the simulation for the human. I just want to, if you could repeat
So
from the beginning, but just a thought.
this is simulation just for the desktop robot, the small, where you have the small little track guy on your desk. So we're doing, instead of doing pathing for a maze where we do like A star or other pathing algorithms, where you usually see them in YouTube with doing mazes and stuff like that, we're actually going to
Yeah.
create a desk environment with the keyboard, mouse, all that kind of stuff, and put the robot in that
Oh.
situation. So it's going to figure out its pathing in its environment.
Okay, so it's more to train it to
Understand.
accommodate to the environment. Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
kind of, okay, yeah, I see. Oh,
Yes.
nice. And
Adding
for
on
which
to
robots?
for the desktop, for the small little robot that you can put your phone in and it
Oh,
acts
okay,
as
yeah,
like a
yeah, I see.
companion. Okay.
Okay.
To add on to what John said about the
I'm sorry. Yeah, we've been talking about that for like a couple of years. Someone came out, Addie, you remember, and then they raised a bunch of they had a
boy.
campaign on that website and from small investors, and but yeah, so I don't think it went anywhere. Apparently, it was too early. I think they're trying again, and we also want to go down that path since we're building kind of this world model that can sit inside of phone, and yeah, that might be kind of easier for us to kind of jump up from there to like as we're also developing our humanoid, get experience kind of in both, but in theory, the smaller one should be easier to do, and whatever we learn from the smaller one should probably apply to the bigger one, more challenging. I'm sorry, Spencer, go ahead.
I want to add something that you said about the master classes. There was a video that John shared with us from NVIDIA about NVIDIA's OmniBrain, one AI for all systems. Me and John during robotics, during the humanoid meeting, kind of said that probably should be put into the general masterclass. So, Oliver, if I could send you that video since I'm busy, if I could send you that video so then you could put it into the general masterclass. Okay,
Yeah, you can send it right now if you want.
perfect. Yeah, I'll send it after I'm done talking. Okay. But yeah, that is it for humanoid. We definitely have a lot of things we're doing, a lot of things that we're researching, that I really do hope we get to developing here soon. Get to actually trying to push these forward into the physical realm. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. CAIPO, Addy, if you want to give us an update, what's going on over CAIPO IoT?
For our Tuesday meeting or from our last meeting, I wasn't there for a lot of it, usually because I have my practice, but towards the end we were discussing just the design of CAIPO with, if John remembers, the pendant and like versus the pendant back and having a magnetic back. But before that, I wasn't really there in the meeting, so if someone else that was there wants to take that.
Addie, I'm sorry, could you speak up or put the mic closer to
Sure.
your? Okay, yeah.
Sure, can you hear
It's
me
hard
now?
to
Is
hear
it
you.
better
Thank
now?
you. Yeah, much better.
Yeah, I'm just saying I wasn't there for most of the meeting. I joined late because of my volleyball practice. So, yeah, I wasn't like the end that I caught. We were just doing we were talking about the research and about having like a pendant back or a magnetic back. And then we were also talking about like that research has been done. And then we were talking about the hardware itself with getting everyone the hardware because right now Haroon's been kind of off. We haven't been able to contact him. So the uh, BOM was getting finalized, which I went through and gave Antoine the finalized BOM, and we were able to then go from there. So I don't like again if there's something that was said earlier in the meeting, John or Antoine, anyone that I missed, please feel free to just add that. But that's the end of that from what I caught.
Antoine, if you happen to be earlier in that meeting.
Yeah, I can say that about the bill of materials, the objective is for Tuesday, ideally, we need to change the links to order the components on Lemnos. So like that I'll be able to solder everything and yeah.
Okay, yeah, so update your purchasing links for the bill of materials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
also we were to actually just add on that. John was talking about finding a local 3D print shop either or someone who's locally in Lemnos who can 3D print the CAIPO case for us. Uh, so it's much easier because we already have how do I say this? We already have like the files. We just need to print them, and I could print them and ship them because I have the 3D printer right now. But if there's someone already in Lemnos, it'd be easier. The only again, with that being said, we also need to like make sure that they're able to do things like if we are doing the magnetic back, we need to attach magnets in the middle of print, so that requires human intervention. It's not like, oh, you can just turn it on and leave.
Yeah.
So just making sure that that's also being done. So that's also in the process of being done for Tuesday, is researching if there's local vendors for that.
Okay, I would assume you're gonna reach out to the local vendors either via email or their contact page, whatever resources they're
Yeah,
using, kind of put, here's the prints we're doing. These are the steps that kind of have to be taken.
right,
Asking if they're probably gonna ask you, hey, we can't do this, but you're gonna need to provide the magnets, stuff like that.
right.
So,
Yeah, that stuff should be like again, that is on the bill of materials itself.
okay,
Like like magnets and everything. So if you want, we can get the magnets and be like, hey, look, we're gonna give you the magnets. Just be able to just if you can just place them in the print at this like we
yeah,
can give them the G code if they need, and then just
yeah,
print them, place them in this layer, and then that's about it. That's all you need to do, and then it'll
okay,
automatically print over it. And so again, that stuff is those are those are things that like uh again, just research and figure it out.
okay,
And Antoine did do a bit of, I saw the research on the attachment of how we were talking about how all of our competitors, how they are actually being attached or how people are using them. Do they have a magnetic pin? Do they have a clip? Do they have a pendant? Or like there's things like the B Pioneer, which is a clip and a wristband, or there's the Taya, which is a necklace. So there's so many different ways. So that's why we were also talking about how for the for CAIPO, if you want a pendant style CAIPO, or do we want a magnetic back style CAIPO with a clip? So that was also decided that we're gonna have both. Or I mean, I actually designed the pendant style as well. So I looked you can literally get from like Alibaba, you can get like 55 cent like braided like necklaces almost. So you can
oh
easily
yeah,
get those, just like put that in the box as well, and they're very easy to just just thread it through and put it on. Like it's not that hard. So that's something that like I was like, okay, it shouldn't be that expensive. It's very inexpensive to get that, and that like that can be something that we're also looking towards. And so, um, yeah, we're just trying to finalize those little details.
okay. Because I know you guys are aiming for a dev kit release coming soon here, so I know that's coming up.
Yeah, hopefully we get everything, and then we're hopefully running the tests by the end of I don't know next week. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Sounds good. I'm excited to see that it's getting to this stage after so long. It's been an uphill battle and clearly a constant update game, so I'm happy to see that it's getting there. Okay. Okay, front end. Indra, if you want to give us quick updates on front end.
Yeah, we are finishing checking the connection with backend. We've found that there is some information missing, so that will be passed on to the backend so we can fix that. And that's it for the front end.
Okay. So you found you found that there's just missing information, period, from the back end that was stopping the connection from working.
No, the connection is working, but for example, from what the front end told me, the information about token usage isn't coming from the
Oh.
backend.
Okay, so you're not
Exactly.
receiving the information you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, that was my question. Okay, backend.
For the backend, we fixed the Docker error and preferences API error that were needed to be fixed. And we're also finishing the deploying Swagger. And
Okay.
we are moving on to the first steps to develop the memory.
Okay. Good. Okay.
And what's the update with AWS?
Sorry?
The update with AWS?
Which update?
Just where are we with AWS? I tagged you and Sama in, also in with Warda on what she had apparently completed. And
Yeah, I will take a look at that tomorrow and we'll see what needs to be done.
and Sama, where are you with what you're working on?
Yeah, I was looking at the files that Warda sent, but I didn't understand like what she meant by those three files were for the deployed AWS. Where is it deployed? And I think we have to ask her that. Like,
Okay, please ask her in that chat.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that we've not been doing very diligently is documentation, and with what she had worked on and not documenting it properly. So now she's working on the documentation. And we also noticed the same thing with Marie, worked on some of the automation with when people join, and the automation for creating creating the Discord channels with all the right information. And we don't have like, she did it, but we don't have like documentation on it. And so, yeah, and I guess Indra and team, we need to make sure that moving forward that everything has ironclad documentation that we work on. So as our we have people in and out, and new people will be coming to try to figure out what was done, and so documentation, videos, whatever we need to not have the chaos, and have things organized. So yeah, I think we need to keep talking about that, but I guess just in all the team leads in your teams, make sure that everything that's developed, that or we have, documentation.
Yeah, we can also prepare some documentation for the backend AWS container. Like I can start with that.
Okay, that sounds great. Sounds great. And I think we also have, one of the new team members has some experience in AWS, so I think you'll help is on the way.
Okay.
All right, great. Thank you, Osama. Okay, back to you, Spencer.
Okay. Multimodal perception, Indra.
For that, we are finishing setting up Jarvis GPU. We are also deploying the multimodal perception system so the backend can access it. And we are creating a guide to deploy the duplex model so that we will use that guide when the GPU is set up.
Okay. Good. Awesome. Okay. Skipping QA. FloLabs Travel, Bakir, Indra.
Yeah, we're still trying to fix the backend error connection.
Can you quickly explain what the error is for those that aren't well aware?
So basically, when we try to make any request from the backend, it's given a 500 error, so it's not going to the backend.
Okay,
Almost
sounding
like the
pretty
backend is not up, but the
Okay.
container is up. So that's what we're trying to fix.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Automation, Umama, Mohammed.
Before we get to automation, just to be, Pranod's here, and I asked Pranod to join because I wanted to kind of get an update on him to provide an update on some of the things. Of course, he should be in these meetings also, but I want him to give that because it kind of pertains to some of the things that Charles is working on in the marketing department. So maybe we could go from Pranod to Charles, and then we can go to automation if that's okay.
Yep. Pranod, if you want to share what you've been doing.
Space team update.
Hi. Yeah. Right now I am a little bit outside, so if it's okay if I have my video off. Just wanna start off with that. Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, so in the space team right now, we're working on pretty cool new things right now. The first thing is we are moving on and creating an updated Space Ventures Institute website. That's the big one as of right now. We have a version coming out soon that is better than the one that we have right now. And another thing is we're going to update the TARRL website as well, where we are opening job descriptions for our quantum, photonics, and artificial muscles team. Besides that, as of right now, we are I think that is it as of right now, off the top of my head. John or Mohammed or anyone else who's here, if you guys want to add on to that, that'd be great.
Yeah, one of the things that is on the kind of priority list is a specifications and a research analysis on SpaceView apps. And so one of the main projects in the space team will be our SpaceView app, basically the Space Buddy. And so the SpaceView apps, there's some out there. They've got a free tier, and then they have a paid tier. They're a few dollars a month, but basically you point your phone in the sky, and it from the what's inside the phone, the sensors, has access to them and kind of tells you, and then where you're looking, let's say, and can tell you're looking at the, you know, Big Dipper or whatever, and it has shows some stars and stuff. But ours is, we're going to try and create something a lot better from what we've seen. But Pranad's going to doing research on what are the different apps, the top apps, what do they look like, service do they provide. You know, there's a lot of free open source. NASA.
Repositories, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of repositories of the sky with some of the newest telescopes, including James Webb and Rosalind, the new one that just launched, that they're mapping out the entire universe basically in high definition. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, so basically we're looking at which content we can get that would, you know, be what we want to show in our SpaceView app or our Space Buddy app. Yeah, and of course it's going to be an AI, right? I mean, it's going to talk to you. So the difference right now, we didn't see any SpaceView apps that you could talk to. So, you know, if you're looking at, you have your phone pointed towards the Big Dipper, it'll say, hey, that's the Big Dipper, and it gives you some information on it and says, you know, point it over here this way, and you can see shooting stars tonight, and you know, so it can go into like a more interesting and comprehensive information for people that are, you know, interested in learning about space. And so yeah, so that's really interesting. It fits right into FloBrain and our Space Buddy. And our different buddy versions that we're going to be launching, different verticals. So it's, you know, pretty exciting. This will be one of our main buddies that we're going to be focusing on from a technical standpoint. Yeah, anything else that I missed on that, Pranad?
No, I think you hit it right on the dot. The other thing about the SpaceView app, people who are interested, uh, there's again the SpaceView app is like one that we're trying to like replicate to the best that we can. It is a free app. There's a free app version of that, and if you guys want to go ahead and download that, you can see kind of like the idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. Kind of like what John said. So right now, like what it does, it uses the phone sensors, right? So it uses the gyroscope, the GPS system, and as well as the camera within your phone to know what location you're standing at, what location you're pointing at, and then using an AR overlay, it overlays the current constellation orbits. What the SpaceView app includes is planets, constellations, and if I'm right, is satellite pathways as well. So doing that depends on what location you are. It overlays what you're seeing right now. And like John said, once you like tap on a constellation, it tells you a little bit of information about it. But the difference that we're doing is we want to add an AI component into it, making it like a live conversational like AI companion. So far from all the apps that are out there that where you can see constellations and find out what they are, like the SpaceView app, none of them are doing it exactly like what we have in mind. None of them have an AI component into it, which is, I guess, would be the selling point in our app when we try to build it. Yeah, I think from my end, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're trying right now just to make sure basically if this idea is marketable, if we have the potential to put this out in the market and what we can get our hands on in terms of the open source NASA repositories where we can get the access to the different constellations and current stores that they have access to that you can upload and just use in code when creating the app.
Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting. See how we can get that data and where it's going to reside, and yeah, that'll be a great learning experience. It's a little bit different than just an AI talking to you, with using that, data and using a phone sensors. So yeah, and we've also we've launched. We're going to update. I think one more site soon of the Space Ventures Institute.com website. It looks great. We have some big, beautiful pictures of the moon and Earth, and we can demo that next week. But we're launching TARRL, and some of the things that we're looking within TARRL. And well, let me, TARRL is going to be, just share that real quick. Yeah, I think we might have had a meeting about this. Maybe we should have recently, but basically with our educational initiative, we're planning to have specific, like Space Ventures Institute, Quantum Ventures Institute, different venture institute, Legal Ethics Ventures Institute, and they're going to be kind of vertical, more focused learning experiences. And so, but basically each one of these will be kind of part of the learning, but it'll be a venture studio and Space Learning Institute. So, and that's basically like a university has, each school has their own website, like Cone School of Business or the School of Engineering. So doing the same thing. And then within these, we'll have the projects that we're working on in the space team. So the space team is working on Space Buddy, we're working on the TARRL Reserve, which is maybe kind of a online, just a space travel agency with people interested in either going to space, and more of an informative website initially, but with, if you want to go on SpaceX and you've got $1 million to spend, and Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, not the one that just blew up, of course, but and or if you have a museum, a space museum, or if you want to go see space shuttle takeoff from Cape Canaveral or from South Padre in South Texas, where SpaceX is, I should say Starbase. I guess they named it their own city now, Starbase, Texas. But a lot of that stuff, that will be another initiative of ours. And we're also looking at doing some online conferences and online travel summit that is just online, where we have speakers come. And those are some of the projects right now initially that we're looking at. And but we also, with Carl, and Carl is going to be really our really positioned to do research in advanced technologies around AI and robotics, but quantum will be one of the main things. Quantum, photonics, synthetic diamonds, bio, and primarily our world model is researching kind of like other stuff down the line maybe, but a lot of the so Carl members will also be involved in the products that we're developing, is the plan. And so there'll be kind of overlap, people that we're going to be launching kind of a master's and PhD program that also will be kind of, TARRL will be part of that. But think of TARRL, probably being something like DeepMind, what we want to create. If you're familiar with DeepMind, they're also working on a lot of Google's advanced technologies, and they've spun off from here companies that they're working on different things. But they also have a podcast. The DeepMind podcast is pretty good if you haven't heard it. It's very interesting. Dennis Asabi, they just had him, like you listen to these podcasts and it's years ahead. I mean, they're on the forefront of the thinking and where things are going. And this is TARRL is FloLabs DeepMind. If you want to kind of think about it from that perspective. So we'll be doing a lot of advanced research in here, and we'll be promoting to people that, pursuing PhDs or PhDs, postdocs, and people that have, say, more experience. But really exciting stuff that Pranad and team is working on. Pranad, anything else about what I said?
Honestly, no, not really. I guess like I already did kind of mention how we are planning on adding like you already talked about the quantum venture studio. I was planning on adding a photonics position and a artificial muscle research position. I think besides that, tool wise, no, I don't think there's any more to add.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, if anybody has any questions or thoughts about that, suggestions, maybe Charles, I just wanted you to kind of understand what was going on in the space team, because you're also kind of breaking down kind of our different lines of businesses and creating a dedicated presentation. So if we think kind of the Space Buddy and what we want to do, it might be like sold as a standalone app, or as part of FloBrain ecosystem. Subscribe and you have them all, let's say, or you can purchase it separately. I think just in general, all the buddies would maybe be something similar. So we have a legal buddy, and has whatever the legal buddy turns into, and the design buddy, and the all the different buddies, let's say, would have potentially a different business approach, let's say, or as you those together, kind of think about these as standalone products. It's like an app within an app. So although we want to sell the whole app, the whole FloBrain, but going out with, specific ones, probably, at a lower cost like that, and focusing on them as individual products probably makes a lot of sense. But Charles, do you want to go ahead and let us know what's going on in the marketing team?
Yeah, so a lot of marketing for me this week. So a lot of different things. First of all, LinkedIn is going to be back on. With Emily, we've been working on that. Looking also on trying to automate it, but that's kind of a tricky subject to automate LinkedIn posts. let's say working a lot on the presentation. For example, the presentation John do to the new interns on Saturday meetings. So we've been editing those. Like John said, we're doing a card deck and presentation for each different product we're selling right now. So the two main ones we're doing right now is MoodChanger. MoodChanger for the athletic performance intelligence and CAIPO. With the presentation for the customer, but also possible investors on this product that are the products that are going to come out and be released the soonest, or those the product. So that's why we're prioritizing them. Like I said in the beginning of the meeting, we're going to post all the new interns on LinkedIn, so there's going to be forms to fill out. I'm going to send it tomorrow on the general announcement Discord chat. So if you can fill it out, basically your name, university, and like a picture, profile picture of yourself, and a few other questions. That is just to share your profile on LinkedIn. Be like, oh, it's a new intern in FloLab. Share a little bit, tag you. It's good for a network and your own LinkedIn too. So yeah. There is also going to be an emailing campaign for the athletic performance intelligence, working on with the new marketing team member. I forgot her name, but that's working in MoodChanger. That's based in Netherlands. To go reach out to find new customer. So basically, yeah, CAIPO and athletic performance intelligence are coming out, and we're currently doing all the communication, starting all the communication and stuff for new customer. So I hope we all the products when they're ready, we have people ready to buy them and have some cash coming in. So that's basically what's happening in marketing.
Yeah, and I think what we're trying to do in general is kind of the process that we've developed, let's say, currently with applicants that join FloLabs and go through this internship and the CRM that we use and how we deal with that whole process, the whole funnel, every touch point within the funnel, to conversion and then retention. Of course, right now we're trying to retain everybody and make sure we're providing something of value for everyone. And hopefully in the future, as we have some of these products launch and we have revenue coming in, financial compensation with our earn and learn will also be part of our retention, let's say. But just taking the marketing approach and philosophy and the tools and seeing how can we apply that to all of our other products. So we're going to create a sales operations team that is whatever, if it's athletics performance intelligence or FloBrain or CAIPO, our plan, our outreach with, say, social media and contacting via emails, via LinkedIn, pulling email addresses. You can go right now to ChatGPT and say, give me everybody's name, email, LinkedIn profile of every sports team, university, and professional team in The Hague, and ChatGPT will go and do that. In fact, it did, and I did that, and we have a really good list, and we can do that for every city in the world, for example. So how are we going to take that and leverage that now? So we have contact information of coaches, whoever we need, basically, and then do an email campaign with social media because from a venture studio standpoint and what we're trying to do, we want to try to streamline our approach. Right, we're not going to have like sales team for one product and another sales team for another, and and just how do we take all of these products that we launch and have them very organized? We're using AI as much as possible, and project management and structure. So yeah, so that's what overall what we're trying to do, so we can be able to launch multiple products and be efficient at it, and not, so everybody says, well, how are you going to work on all these different products and all these different, and there's some logic to the madness, how we can do that. And yeah, so that's really what we want to do, and with our first couple of products that we launch. And yeah, so it's exciting times. We need to keep building and get something out that we can start generating some revenue, and it will be everybody will reap the benefits. So thank you, Charles, and everybody. Spencer, it's back to you.
For automation, Umama, if you have an update there.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Mr. John. So first of all, I would like to remind everyone that we are currently collecting recurring problems, repeated manual workflows, and time-consuming tasks from all teams to identify possible automation opportunities. And if you notice any repetitive tasks, processes that take too much time, or areas where mistakes happen frequently, please feel free to share them with us. And the goal is simply to help us to understand where the automation can make work easier and more efficient for everyone. Okay, so let's move to our task. We are working now on several automation and workflows improvements tasks, including automating the Indeed applicant's CV extraction, and the HR follow-up process, and also automating the process for uploading Zoom meetings, recordings to YouTube, and sharing the video links on Discord channels. And also, we are improving the agreement sending process for new applicants. And also, before I have to go a meeting with Charles and Tenmei, we are working on to see how we can create a new post or on LinkedIn for the new interns, for new journey for the new applicants. Sorry, yes, and also yes. We have also we are working on implementing global error handling and system monitoring in N8N, workflow stability, error tracking, and overall system reliability. Also, for our last task is automate the email responses. First of all, we created a diagram. We created the diagrams for Maria's workflow, and then we created a new database, and we are not done with the database. We are still updating it, and this is our updates for the automation team.
Okay, yeah, I saw you guys posting about anything about us having recurring things that we're doing over and over again for possible automation. I'm kind of looking into that on my side. Big thing I've been
Thank you
doing
very
is
much.
the big thing I've been doing constantly is going back and forth between catalogs and stuff like that for nuts, bolts, hardware, stuff like that. So I might add something, have you guys make a automated tool so then I can get files and stuff like that without having to open up McMaster or Granger or something like that.
That's cool. Please feel free to share with us and to document what all of you do, all your work that you do.
Okay.
Thank you very
you.
much.
Okay. Okay. For data, Wusheng, do you want to give us an update on the data team and what is going on over there?
No, this week I'm focusing on the multimodal session. I do the research on the Greeks model, but for the data team, I'm not doing a lot of things, so I don't have an update for the data team.
Then is anybody else here that can give me an update on data? I don't see anyone. Okay. Makes sense. And then design. I will put this, I am having a meeting with Mohammed after this meeting to talk about purchasing Starlink, but that doesn't really affect design. I don't see anyone here that can give me an update on the design side.
Sharan is team lead of the
Oh yeah,
design team.
sorry, your name's not even on the list. Okay. Add it.
Hi. That's wrong.
So my name's not added anywhere.
It's just
Yeah,
not
that's a
doesn't
problem. Like, oh, we don't have the team lead in the design team. Oh, very convenient.
Okay. Yeah, Sharon, if you want to give us an update, what's going on over there?
So we're working on updating multiple websites. Space Ventures Institute was published recently, the updated version. CAIPO is almost done, CAIPO website. We have, let me see what else we have. We are also working on what FloBrain can be in the future by like a whole all-in-one complete workspace being in the FloBrain.
Okay.
We're also working on still trying to create the brand style guides for each project and the overall company. And updating the backgrounds like the one I have right now or the one you have right now, but basically the country ones flags since there are new members.
Okay.
Kind of also kind of influencer and design in between both of those, but there are also, I'm not sure if I showed this before, but there are some intros for the meeting videos. If I can open them, I can show them.
That would be great.
So there are a few versions. I just tried whatever I can make. This is one of them. It's a bit long. Starts with the flags, then shows the let's say hands. This is one version. Let's move these up. that's not there.
It would be so cool to have like a Marvel style intro with, instead of all the comics passing, like flashing in front of the screen, you have all the flags, and you have like you zoom out and it's the logo. That's just a silly idea, but yeah.
No ideas are too silly. If you think it's a cool idea, let's try it.
Yeah, I mean, if I can find the right prompts for that, sure, that's actually something we can do.
Because you prompted some of this?
This one is prompted, this one is prompted, and this one is prompted. Like,
Wow, okay.
these are
Okay.
basically pictures otherwise.
Okay, something you can try, and something I do actually pretty often, is that I describe to our ChatGPT what I want to do with a given AI. For example, last time I asked it to give me the last two meetings that have the most viral potential, and to essentially ask it for help to prompt how to prompt the AI. So, for example, if you are prompting a Claude or CapCut AI, you can ask ChatGPT to give you the exact prompt to get the result you want on those AIs. Like, for example, I asked it to give me the prompt for Read AI last time, and that works pretty well. So if you don't know how to tell the AI doing this, then you can try that maybe.
I mean, the one time I tried, it was kind of a mess because you will see lines appearing, arrows appearing. So that's kind of the last I tried with trying to get prompt from another AI. And I basically used Gemini to get the prompts and upload it on Flow.
You know that I think as a quick intro, in general, you can I think the smartest will be to use this pulsing logo. If we, I think it's kind of the best compromise if we have to do some kind of short form. Yeah, those first seconds, just the pulsing logo.
Yeah.
And maybe not for the podcast, because for the podcast you have a bit more freedom for other formats. So yeah.
These are, I thought these would be mostly about the meeting intros, since podcast will be supposedly specific topics of conversation.
I think that's looks great. It all looks great. It'll be hard to decide, but yeah.
This was the first version, but we have some flags added on later on from this one, so this doesn't work anymore. Yeah, this is what I got to do about this. And that's all we have for design.
If anybody has any feedback, thoughts, suggestions, please let us know. Reach out to Jiren. If you want, you're also welcome to work on taking our logo and the flag and coming up with your own creative design. We're trying to get as many designs as possible. Okay, Spencer, I guess we're back to you. Mohammed, do you have anything that you want to add about the design team?
Don't think Mohammed's here. It's Mahmoud.
Oh, Mahmoud, I'm sorry. Mahmoud's here, okay.
Okay. well, that's technically it for the meeting, but I want to go over the DMOM meeting that John will be setting up here this week, this coming week. Me and John talked about kind of the stuff we want to show David Ma during our meeting. So let me quickly share my screen so then everyone could kind of sort this list. So for the meeting, one big thing we want to show is the humanoid RoboDog designs. Sharon, if you don't have the logo covered by whenever John sets up that meeting, it's fine. I'm just gonna make a presentation, kind of explain to him what we're trying to do. But the humanoid and RoboDog redesigns with the shirt, the decals, and the total redesign for the Texas Longhorn. I'm gonna show him that kind of the idea there. FloBrain, CAIPO, specifically the dev kit, as David has kind of shown interest before in getting dev kits for Texas A&M Corpus Christi for the kind of department, so then students can put them together and learn that kind of stuff. Also, MoodChanger, but more specifically the athletics side of it, athletics consultation and taking players' data and then kind of explaining what it shows and how to best use that data and stuff like that. The NSF partnership that John found, if you were in the team leads and PMO channel, you saw that those links being posted, and you probably also received a task from me. NSF has a program coming up for startups and stuff like that for investing in development of novel technologies. If you want a kind of understanding of what novel means, one technology that me and John are kind of invested in is artificial diamond for computer chips. Is one technology that me and John are kind of interested in because I have PVD experience, physical vapor deposition experience, and the high end process for artificial diamonds is CPVD, chemical vapor or chemical plasma assisted vapor deposition. So for me, I have experience with that. So that's one novel technology I'm interested in. And then the other thing John mentioned about making FloLabs be participated in internships for school credit, and then also the making a robotics type lab there for students to come in and learn there at Corpus Christi as well. John, if you want to fill in any blanks I have left out there.
Yeah, maybe you can stop sharing. So, but yeah, the meeting relationship with Dean Ma is we're very close. And as some of you know, he's been to Austin and he met with Admiral Inman and he's met with some of the other advisors and we've been working for over a year now on trying to get funding from the city of Corpus Christi. And I guess we started almost a year ago because I met him back in May, went to Corpus Christi for some events, and then we started having meetings with the head of economic development at for the Corpus Christi area. And so initially, the proposal was to have there was some funding available that the city had for educational purposes that only Texas A&M and the Corpus Christi, they have a 2-year college there, can apply for. And the funds can only be allocated for hardware. And it can't go towards salaries. And they had gotten 600,000 from a previous project buying drones, and they actually built a building, a startup building using those funds from the city. Anyway, we were having discussions. The head of the economic development liked the idea. I'd met with him, and so we started going down this path, proposing something. David proposed something to the president of the University of Texas A&M, and that was at the time that national science, that the Trump administration started pulling funds from universities and National Science Foundation. So everybody's kind of getting into a panic mode. They don't have any funds that they normally had. So yeah. So anyway, we are still pursuing that. It's kind of evolved into a lab on campus and a robot educational hub, and then that along with doing robo shows. But yeah, now as we're looking at some other projects and with presenting to NASA and looking at doing things in the space sector and trying to build our space school, how can we move certain other things forward, and we presented to him some time ago CAIPO. He liked the idea. He said that they would buy some dev kits. He's dean of the Engineering and Computer Science School. They have 1,200 students in that school. The whole university has 12,000 students at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So now what we want to do is with athletic performance and targeting sports teams, university and professional teams. We want to get in and try to see if we can talk to someone at the university in the sports area. For that product, we're also from a Robo Collective standpoint, our plan is to differentiate ourselves from the other robot sellers, and provide kind of custom skins for universities, like University of Texas Longhorn, take the RoboDog, put a 3D printed body on it, and some horns and a new kind of face, maybe with some horns, and vinyl wrap it burnt orange and make it look like. So we think that I've already seen some sports teams that had like a humanoid with the cheerleaders and stuff, and it wasn't like a regular thing that they were doing, but to me that's like something that probably a lot of people might be doing in the future. A lot of sports teams having kind of their RoboDog mascot or a humanoid kind of attracts a lot of attention, and it also positions the university kind of like high tech. So our plan is to talk to target universities and with Robo Collective as well, as the sports teams and also the schools, because a lot of even his school might be buying robots now because they're not going to start a robotics school for robotics or AI school because it's a long process and it's very expensive. So we're looking at selling our robots to Texas A&M. We're looking at FloBrain, how we could take FloBrain and now sell it to Texas A&M. University markets, we've kind of talked about this internally, potential enterprise customer. So, we're with FloBrain, we're building this harness where you have your, design buddy with all your design tools and your, and if you look at Claude, OpenAI, Canva, GitHub, they're all giving free tools to universities, right? But where are they? They're everywhere. they might be on some spreadsheets or something. We want to build in our harness to have all the tools in there. So so kind of organized, and university might have it for their own, for the schools have it for their students. Say so we want to present to him what we're doing with FloBrain, and see if the School of Computer Science and Engineering would be interested to kind of pilot it. Yeah, and yeah, and also as Spencer mentioned, the NSF, they have a SBIR. It's 1 to 5 million. It's for novel ideas, and they give it to you in phases. If you advance through and you execute, then they allocate more funds and how it's set up. But it's for startups, and that are working on novel technologies and things that could be good for society. So we want to update him on TARRL and what we're doing there, and just our overall, moving forward with the world model that we're building, and get his feedback on how we could take what we're doing, and of course on CAIPO, if we had photonics and we had diamond chips, for example, there would be a lot of advantages to something like that, and so how can we take what we're building and get his feedback and his suggestions on how would that be looked at as novel, and maybe some things that we haven't thought about, and get his feedback. We'll be having same discussions with Admiral Inman and others as we move forward. But yeah, so basically it's a kind of catch up where we're at, and try to get his support and move things forward that we've been talking about now for the last 12 months. And probably most of our team leads will be in that meeting, and I think Emily, who's our team lead in MoodChanger, she's available on Thursday at 12:30 Pacific time. So I think that's probably when we'll either have it then or on Friday at the same time. But so we want to make as much progress as possible between now and then, because it's a big opportunity for us to get into a major university as with our solutions, and yeah, so that's basically the update.
Okay. That's all I wanted to present. Is there anyone kind of going wrong from an organizational standpoint? Maybe checking in time, maybe something's kind of confusing about your master classes? Anybody? No? Okay. Any questions about anything that was shown here today? Anything about? I'm looking at you, Oliver.
Yeah, I had I mean, I should have probably asked that earlier, but how did you get the measurements for the wrapper, the vinyl wrapper for the Go2W?
Let me check. I know that's in Humanoid. That's one of the projects.
Because like did we find a CAD model from that is high fidelity in terms of dimensions to the real model, or someone found a coding?
Oh, you mean for the humanoid robot, or the?
Wait,
Or you mean the RoboDog?
The RoboDog.
I think it was more done hands-on. So we literally vinyl wrapped it at on the dog. We didn't really do a digital twin. we looked at what vinyl would best stick. We didn't do a digital twin of it.
Okay.
That makes
Because
sense.
because I was thinking that if we, I mean, at least as a quick and dirty solution that we can use, because we won't have the tools to be able to scan I mean, 3D scan the RoboDog, is to literally like put a piece of maybe not sticky vinyl, but something close to the material on the robot, and on the surface that it will cover the robot, to maybe scan that instead and have some approximative measurements for the surface that will be printable.
You're thinking about trying to get a 3D model of the robot dog, so you're thinking a stick-on
No,
material that hardens and that kind of thing?
no, no. Instead of getting the 3D model, because for vinyl, what you really need is the 2D surface. So only
Yes.
the printable surface. Basically, wrapping it with something, a flexible material that we can then take away from the robots and lay out, and essentially scan that instead and get the measurements from that, and consider that as a printable surface.
I mean, you could do that with paper,
Yeah,
technically. Just
yeah, technically, yeah.
do it the old-fashioned way. Paper,
Yeah, I mean,
carbon,
it works.
imprint.
I mean, there's some people that do that for cars that way. Like they just
Yeah.
stick the vinyl and cut it out. So that can work also.
Yeah, we could do it that way. I mean, the best thing would be 3D model, because then you can load it
Yeah.
into a digital
Yeah, definitely.
system and then literally create the thing and then import it over into a vinyl wrap design program that you can hand off to a company that can then print off the vinyl structure that you need. A digital twin would be the most optimal. I don't know where
Yeah,
you
the
would go
ideal.
to find a digital twin of that fidelity. I mean, I've done some searching,
Mm.
but I
Yeah,
know,
that's why I'm saying it, because I looked at it myself. I looked for it for a long time and I couldn't find anything. I mean, anything high fidelity, like anything for simulations. You can find like 3D models and stuff, but something that has the same dimensions of the real robot, it's rare.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, so that makes sense. I know Sharon would be happier with a 3D model because then she could do some better design work than what she currently has. She could probably
In your own
generate something
interest.
a little. Sharon could probably do some better work. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Okay.
well, yeah. I think that's all fine.
Yeah, yeah. When we did it the last time, on the RoboDog, I think he had found the Unitree RoboDog, and then I created this vinyl wrapper with a bunch of small pieces. And
Yeah.
yeah, we did that, I did that when I was in Bulgaria. I went to the company it was a printing company, and they also did vinyl wrap, and they had these big machines, and yeah, it didn't work out. We should have probably, like not have like a bunch of strips, but have like one big strip, and then they could like just cut it and wrap it around. So, it definitely do it a little bit differently than we did it the last time. But
Yeah, that's based on that experience is why I'm saying this, because all we need is really the at least for the first vinyls, the printable surface. Like we can cut out the holes ourselves once it's on the robot. That's not a problem. I mean, it takes more time, but that's not a problem. What we do need to know is what's the printable surface, because if it's too small, we're gonna have this weird margin around some areas of the robot, and it will essentially be right in the middle, but not good looking on the sides. And if it's too big, it's also a problem. So we can technically just like wrap it on some paper and know roughly what's the printable surface, and know that we cannot do an exact design that takes into account the legs of the RoboDog, but at least we can do something that's the right size. Like for example, for a simple design that has the colors of a flag, that works. The colors of a university, that also works. If you want to do cosplay or some disguise, then that's different. You need more detail, but at least for something simple in terms of design, that will be enough. And I think at least to be able to move forward with that, it can be a solution.
Okay, well, yeah, we probably want to, like, once we get everything set up, I mean, the kind of the plan for the lab, yeah, to do a proof of concept with the current RoboDog that we have. I mean, we have the vinyl wrapper now, but we can probably like move forward with, a Robo Longhorn, and kind of just put that 3D print a body on it and what the horns would look like. And I think that would probably be pretty good. I think we can definitely find some people from the University of Texas to buy a Robo Texas Longhorn. There's some alumni, some hardcore alumni that have a lot of money that would, spend, $5,000 on a RoboDog pretty easily. But
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? No. Okay. Quickly go around the room. VJ, if you want to give us an update on what you've done this week.
I'm audible.
Just give us an update on what you've done this week.
So this week, I worked with phone on connecting front end and back end. So yeah, we worked on that and it's all done.
Okay, good. Then Mahamud, if you want to give us an update on what you've done. If you're there. Okay. And then I'll move on.
yeah, I don't think Mahmoud was off for a while because of exams, and I think this is his first meeting that he's joined today.
Yeah, makes sense. I think a lot of us were off for exams or doing other things. I assumed a lot of us. Yeah. Okay, perfect. I assume that's the same for a lot of people here, that everyone was kind of just busy with exams or doing other things. So I feel like we can leave it at that, John. So if we want to kick off, because I want to meet with Muhammad about purchasing Starlink for the lab.
Okay, if anybody has anything they want to add, now we can call it a day. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.